Welcome back to Queenie Connection. Happy spring. Thanks for joining us as there's lots to get through on this show. We've got an update from the Children's Safety Village here in Belleville, our friends at Gallery 121 just around the corner here in downtown Belleville. But joining us for Base 31, the old Camp Picton down in Prince Edward County, the Chief Placemaking Officer, Asaf is with us. So Asaf, so great to have you on the program. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's been a number of years since your group kind of took over and revitalized what we used to know as Camp Picton. How long has it been since Base 31 and kind of this version of it has been in place?
So actually, I was here to pick up the keys on a snowy day, December 16th in 2021. And that was the end of almost a year of studying the site that we completed and completed with the purchase of the site. And so we got the keys in December and then opened it up to the public in July, and it was a crazy experience, but an amazing one, and we've never looked back since.
You've had lots of shows, you've had lots of programming. The history tours, the walking tours have been great over the past couple of summers. What has the reaction been like kind of right across the board? Because it certainly garnered a lot of headlines.
Yeah, it's been fabulous. I truly am sometimes I sit in amazement with how warmly we've been received by the community here and how much of a sense of ownership people have over this space. You know, this place was the backyard of Picton and in some ways of the whole county for a number of decades. And so a lot of people have family histories that crisscross through here. Or came here as teenagers and caused a little bit of mischief or you know, what have you. So people have really kind of warm memories of the site. And what we're trying to do is to bring it into the future, but do that in a way that pays tribute and honors the history here. In fact, the many histories. You know, when you come on site, one of the first things that hits you over the head is the military history here. It's so apparent in the buildings and in the physical character of the base. But there's also 2+ hundred years of Loyalist history to tell, and 10,000 years of First Nations history here. So a lot of what we try to do is to use programming and art and culture and ceremonies and events to tell many of those stories and tell them all at once often. So, you know, I think so long as we've been able to do that, the community's really been with us. And today our team is composed almost entirely of local residents. So we really feel like we're part of the social fabric here, and it's been an amazing thing to be a part of.
One of the things we just learned about was the Lancaster aircraft from the National Air Force Museum in Trenton being moved over to Base 31 for a couple of years. Walk us through kind of how that relationship got started and what this will eventually become once the reassembly begins.
Yeah, well, you know, this project is full of fun moments, and that's definitely been one of them. We were actually introduced to the RCAF museum by the mayor himself, Steve Ferguson, who saw an opportunity to connect us, and we formed a relationship with the museum there to really think about how we honor the Air Force history here. And as it happened, they are embarking on a major renovation of their facility. And so it kind of occasioned this move of an Avro Lancaster, which is truly kind of a magnificent piece of machinery that for the last couple of weeks, we've had deliveries in parts of over the days. And so those are now landing in one of the aircraft hangars that we have, and is being redesigned as a home for the future Base 31 museum. And the Lancaster is a centerpiece of it. So we're incredibly excited about that. The museum will open in full next year in 2025. But this year in June, we're going to give folks a sneak preview of the Lancaster once it's fully assembled.
Great, looking forward to it. Well, Saf, what other programming is happening as we gear up for another busy summer over there? Because the concert certainly had a lot of headlines last year with the Arkells and all sorts of things.
We have so much going on this year. Last year we had something like 45 or so shows across uh, large concerts like the Arkells, all the way to kind of intimate singer-songwriter sessions. And this year we're just about tripling that. So we have over 120 events planned throughout the year. Some that we've already started, like open mic nights and comedy nights and history nights in our Pilots Lounge. We have several dozen shows in the Sergeant's Mess Hall with, Juno Award-winning musicians, incredible talent. And then, of course, we have the Drill Hall lineup, which is our 1,500 person event venue. And that is something that we've got up our sleeves for another week or so, but are going to be announcing it shortly and have some incredible acts coming through for the summer. In addition to all of that, we've got a lot more going on. So if you stay on the site after dark, you'll find an amazing program called Night Watch, which is sort of like an after dark social scene. So it's a 7 or 8 acre wanderable area with a bar and some food, but dotted by about a dozen large-scale art installations, and really an incredible and distinct kind of nightlife scene. And something that we're really excited to announce shortly is the launch of our new food and beverage market. So it's called the Commissary, and it's an outdoor market formed by shipping containers, and that will have a really diverse mix of food and drink vendors, and is going to be open all the way from breakfast at 9 a.m. Actually all the way to late night on the weekends. So on weekends, we're going to have programming there and music there until 1 a.m. So that's going to be kind of a really kind of game changer for the site and how people can enjoy it, and a great way for families and groups of friends to come by and make sure everyone has something to eat and drink and maybe dance a little too.
When will that be ramping up, Asaf? Is it going to kind of be something that's going to be slowly progressing as kind of May 2-4 weekend hits, or when are things going to really start kicking in for the summer season?
Well, June is going to be an incredibly busy month for us. So we will have the launch of the commissary. We will be launching a lot of our other programs. Night Watch will be launching. And in mid-June, we'll have our first Drill Hall concert. So by the time we get to mid-June, we are going to have just a jam-packed weekend of activities every weekend from Friday mornings through to Sunday nights.
For folks watching here in April, Asaf, can people still access Base 31 7 days a week? Is it still kind of open Friday, Saturday, Sunday? What's the situation, especially with the visitor center opening up shortly?
So the visitor center is going to be open from Wednesday to Sunday, starting in May. In the meantime, the site is a public site. People are welcome to come and view it. If they come today in early April, what they'll see is a lot of construction happening, because we are, and I must say we're very excited about this, bringing water and wastewater to the site. So that's going to give us a chance to ramp up the activity here, and so that it's going to be a big moment for us. But in the meantime, there's a lot of construction happening. What we do have open right now as well is the sensory garden, which is a really kind of a favorite place for children and families to run around and discover their senses through nature-based play. So that is an amazing garden right next to Melt Gallery, located on the site.
Well, Base31 in Picton is certainly turning into a real destination for Prince Edward County and beyond, across Canada now. Asaf, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Good luck on the summer season and really looking forward to all these new changes. This is exciting to see.
Thanks very much for having me.